the epitome of real, the definition of truth. Dddy C and the place to be. Love yourself, know yourself, be true to yourself, and stay fly. Peace, y'all. What it do? It is me, Dddy C, and the place to be. Y'all know what it do. I'm here again to talk about this crazy stuff that's been going on and the frequencies of it all. You know what I'm saying? So it's been brought to my attention a lot of things that's going on in the case. Give me a second, guys. Let me close my door. Closing my door. Okay, it's been a lot of things that's been brought to my attention. And I just been really going through different emotions about this stupid ass case. It ain't even a stupid case. It's an important case. Because we get to see how one can gain so much power and be able to get away with so many things for so long. And now that it's finally catching up, it's just like overwhelming for us to even have to sit through half of the things that's going on. So I just been sitting back in the cut, just really not even following everything, but like getting a few glimpses of other people that have been following it so closely. And I get the information from them. So basically, I don't know what P. Diddy was thinking about. I don't even think he was thinking. He just got himself in a lot of stuff that I don't think he ever thought that he would be being held accountable for. So right now, the person on the witness stand is Capricorn Clark, which she worked for Diddy for a long time. And basically, it just seems that, you know, her connection with Diddy ended up being the reason why she can't hold a job now, because he sat here and has blackballed this lady from being able to be in any type of job that would fit her skill set. So right now she can't work for another record executive because Diddy has blackballed her, because what he does is he brainwashes these women. He brainwashes them and makes them feel as though they're a part of something, but then he's in control of the entire thing. So basically, she can't work nowhere else because he has stopped her from being able to work somewhere else. He didn't care if she was able to take care of herself. He didn't give a fuck if she was able to have another job or any of that stuff. Like after she went to school for her, what she does, he didn't care enough, and she didn't care enough to me, because I don't understand how you get in yourself sit in a situation to where you're caught up with the lifestyle. You're caught up with the lifestyle so much that you were basically willing to sacrifice yourself to be in these places all these times. And then even when you were threatened the first day that you worked, being told that you would be killed, you still continue to go on. I think you could have got yourself out of it at that moment. You could have said no to the whole thing and got away from it and went elsewhere. But you You wanted that lifestyle. And I think that that's what I'm seeing as I keep hearing more and more, that people want this lifestyle so much they're willing to go through the pain. They're willing to get beat up and drugged just to be there, to be a part of whatever it is that they're trying to be a part of. That's so glamorous to them, that they feel is so important. It makes them feel like they are a part of something. But at the end of the day, I don't think that was such a smart idea at all. I don't think that her can continuing to want to work there and still asking for her job to this day. Like, how you still asking for this job back? I'm not understanding. I just still don't understand. You've been held hostage for 8 days to take a lie to detector test over some jewelry that came up missing. You were held hostage. You had to take a lie detector test for 8 days straight, for 10 hours a day. You were threatened to be thrown in the East River. What the hell was you thinking? Like, I really can't grasp why would somebody let themselves be subjected to that over and over again. How could you let yourself be subjected? And not only that, you was blamed for an affair someone else had, and told that you let it happen, so now you're losing your job. At some point you got to choose yourself. I don't understand how you don't choose yourself. It's confusing to me. I can't see it. I can't see it. I keep hearing more and more about, the Tupac stuff, and how maybe Diddy was wanting to hit on Tupac, which we already know he tried to hit on Tupac. I think he did try to hit on Tupac, and Tupac wasn't having it. So what Diddy does when he doesn't get his way, he just makes your life miserable until he get rid of you, which is very sad to me. I think that's sad that, you know, but then I even think about it in another way. Like, what if Diddy felt that if he was that way, then he could save his own life? If he was just so ruthless, nobody would want to mess with him and take him out. It could have been a lot of things going through his head. But all I know is he did them women some dirty ways, and they stuck around for it. So, I mean, it's like a brainwash, a thing where you pump so much fear in someone that they don't, they want to do everything you say do. And that's how I feel like, Cassie and this other Capricorn woman had to deal with it. But I think he got the right ones. That's all I'm gonna say. I think he got the right ones. He didn't get somebody that, wouldn't have taken that shit. Somebody who would have fought back, somebody who would have probably tried to do something to him. He didn't get that one. He got them two. And who else knows who else is gonna come out the the woodworks on this shit? These two, this testimony here is changing the dynamics of the case, because her story is so different even from Kid Cudi's story. Kid Cudi didn't say certain things that happened. He said opposite of what she said. But basically, her side of the story was that she didn't if she didn't convince Kid Cudi to say to not turn Diddy in for bombing his car, then he was gonna kill everybody. He was gonna kill Kid Cudi, Cassie, and Capricorn. That's some strong words. That's strong from somebody who probably could get away with it, so they just really went along with it. It's just to the point where we really looking into this thing and we seeing inside of hip hop and how things are run. It's like, to me, when I'm looking at all this and I'm listening to these stories and I'm hearing what's being said, I'm hearing that people were totally relying on Diddy and hanging on to his every word. He ran everything. He told everybody what to do. So it was basically, it wasn't like she had a job to me. It was like she was a slave. Cassie was a slave. She was a slave. And anybody else that worked for Diddy was definitely a slave. They weren't working on their own will. They had to do what he told them to do, or else it was their life was at stake. And that's it, you know? There's no other way to look at it. This right here is something we have never seen in our lifetime when it came to our people, our culture, to where, you know, we never thought that we would see nothing like this, and we never thought hip hop was like this. We never thought it was like this, but if Diddy was doing this kind of stuff, you have to imagine how many more people were doing these things. How many more people were doing these things, and how we can look at these artists and understand why they don't have no money, or they're strung out on drugs, or committing suicide, and all these different things that we've seen over the past few years with people just. And not even that, they might not even be committing suicide now that we think about it, because if every people's lives are getting threatened at this capacity, then what if every person that ended up dead by drug overdose or some unknown cause was actually murdered because they weren't compliant with the diddler? They didn't comply to something with the dealer or any of the other counterparts that could be possibly connected with this type of activity going on. So when they say that this is a bigger thing, is more people involved, you have to think about it. You have to think about everything. And I have thought about people that just ended up dead, like Tina Marie, for instance. That's like my favorite artist, of course. I'm going to be worried about how she passed away, and how they said she died in her home. And they say this about everybody. They died in their home of natural causes, this, that, and this. How do we know that this was a natural cause? How do we know they didn't get one of these injections that they say they have and all these different things? How do we know that they weren't just after her catalog? And once she passed away, they have her catalog since she signed with them. And then after that, there's royalties that, you know, this is an ugly, sick game being played on people that have talent. People have talent they have nurtured throughout their lives to come to, you know, display it or use it as a way to make a living, and then they don't even make the living they thought they was gonna make. Then they turn around and be a slave. So everything, all these different things where people think that they're going to be on top of the world and they're going to make all this money, it always seems to end up the opposite, is what I'm looking at now. It is not a glamorous life. It's a life of turmoil and different shit that we don't know about. So this is why people end up strung out on drugs or half crazy somewhere, because they have to deal with so much shit that we don't know. But now we getting a first look at this shit. We're able to see now what's really been going on in the background. So it is extremely hard to even hear half of these things that are going on. We got this dude running around Hollywood Hills, going after Kid Cudi, doing all this shit, putting a Molotov cocktail in Kid Cudi's car. How did he get away with all this shit? How can you get away with all this shit? You running around with guns and you talking about you going to kill people and you doing all this shit like you in some type of movie. But this is real life. You having high speed chases in the Hollywood Hills. How are you able to get away with this? So I mean, I'm looking at this shit and I'm just saying, I don't think this dude, if he gets out of this shit after all the things that they are saying that has happened, this lady has been held hostage or kidnapped, not able to leave from where she was for like 8 days. I'm just guessing. I'm taking a wild guess. I did look at it, but I might not be accurate with that. 8 days for 10 hours a day, being held hostage to be questioned and take a lie detector test. And not only that, it's like what I notice about men like to put women against each other. So instead of there being an alliance between Cassie and this lady Capricorn, it is little shade thrown. It's a lot of shade thrown because it's like maybe Capricorn isn't too happy that Cassie was able to sue Diddy and get all that money that she did get. And I'm thinking maybe Capricorn got some money too, but not as much because she still needs a job. So we just have to ask ourselves, what have we been supporting all these years? That's what I'm saying. We've been supporting all these people, this music and all this stuff to only be blindsided by this bullshit. We never thought we would see this kind of thing happen, but like I said, I did speak about this some years back, a couple of years back, saying that, it's things going on that we don't know about in this industry. It's a lot of things going on that we don't know about, and it was going to be something very shocking that was going to come out. And this is it, baby. This is it. So we have all the moguls in question at this point. If Diddy's doing it, then we have to know that others are doing it because it's like a club. If you got to be a part of the club, you have to be a part of the club. Everybody got to do certain things in order to stay in their positions. And I don't know what this man did to make himself get caught up like this, but he's caught up at this point. And I'm sure he has other names that he can say or whatever. And I'm sure other names are going to come out. They're going to come out. It's just only a matter of time. We just got to keep sitting here waiting for all these bombs to be dropped. It is. It has taken me days to get back on because I've been busy. Shit. I've been wanting to come on. I've been so tired. But today I had time, y'all. I had time. Shout out to the people in the bleachers. I appreciate y'all coming through as always. But this little P. Diddy stuff, This man, he was, I can't, P. Diddy is crazy, y'all. And the stuff about Tupac is that I just watched a video to where they're saying that everything that Tupac was, that Diddy emulated it. Like even with the Versace shirts and all this stuff, what Tupac was doing and how he presented himself, Diddy tried to take on that way. Because we have to admit, P. Diddy may have been in a position, but he never really had the talent like that. Like his stuff wasn't all that. But because he was somewhere where he could do it, that's what made it like that. But you really can't force yourself to be the favorite of the people. Like people have to really vibe with you. You have to, it's more than just what you're doing, it's the energy you carry as well. Your energy got to be right there. And that's what it is that does it. It's not your talent for real. It's really the energy you carry and how you send out the messages and send out the frequencies. But these frequencies this man was sending out was not that vibrational, high vibrational energy. And he knew it. He knew it. And because he had people who had a thirst for his power and his money, and they wanted to live that lifestyle. That's how he had those people there. Those people was the only people he could keep there like that. I wouldn't have been there. I know a lot of people that wouldn't have went through that shit. They would have been like, nah. And you know what? I found out about this industry a long time ago that it was something weird going on. I didn't know exactly what, but I didn't want to be a part of it a long time ago. So it is what it is, y'all. People just have to be more careful. They have to understand that loving oneself is like the most important thing. And you can't love other things outside of you. Like you can't love material things. You can't love this lifestyle more than you love yourself. You got to love you. So if that means that you might have to be at a shelter or whatever else you need to do to separate yourself from that type of environment, then you need to. Whatever it takes. And be happy you came out alive instead of trying to go back and revisit and say you want that life back and you want your job back. What? Who would do that? Who would actually do that? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. So, yeah. Armand Wiggins had me rolling. Y'all got to go watch his video. That's the one who can explain everything that happened so funnily. He had me dying laughing, saying that basically P. Diddy was waiting for Cassie at his house with a bathrobe on and his underwear. And when she walked through the door, he just started kicking her. And it wasn't what was happening to her that made me laugh. It was just his depiction of what happened. I was hollering because he had me cracking up about that. And just the way he explains the story, he's very good at that. And if you want to know more about the case and play by play of what's happening, I think you should go to his channel because he is really fun to listen to. You won't leave. Because some of these times I go to these different channels, I don't stay because I can't stay. I'm like, I can't keep listening here. But when I was listening to him, I stayed there for the whole time. And I kind of want to go back to the beginning and go back to some more videos that he's doing because he's actually there at the case, at the trial or whatever, and he's sitting in there taking his notes. And these are the YouTube people that really doing the job. They really want to be, they doing this. They journalists. So I'm just coming in saying what I gotta say because you know me, Nikki C. I gotta have something to say about this. Like, what in the hell is going on? What would make somebody do that? What part of the game is this that we sell ourselves so short that we end up in these environments and we feel helpless and we don't want to get out because we don't want to live a different kind of life? That is crazy to me. Most definitely crazy. But yeah, I know I got this person in the bleachers that don't want to come in the chat. I can only imagine who you are. I had 2 people up there doing that shit. You just a window shopper to me though. A window shopper. To my window shoppers, that's still support though. So this Diddy case, the Diddy stuff that knocked all the other stuff out the box, but another part of this Diddy case that is like popping up now is about Lauren London and her hooking Diddy up with Nipsey, and now they're looking at Diddy for his murder in some parts. So I'm curious to know if they will bring Eric Holder and all those other people into this, because we have Tupac, Biggie, and Nipsey, all 3 being murdered by gunshots. And 2 of them were in LA, the other one was in Las Vegas. So the chances are that all these same things happened, that they were all hits called on these people. All for the same reasons. So that, I don't know particularly. I think Tupac was just going to say something about the gay shit. And if you don't go along with what Diddy talking about, then you either have to get up out of here or you're going to have to go. Y'all already know that. And it could be the same thing with Nipsey. Nipsey knew a lot, and Nipsey, in a minute, he was going to rap about it too. He was going to rap about that next. Biggie, I'm sorry. He just wanted all that money. He didn't want Biggie to have his money. And Biggie was getting ready to leave. So with him getting ready to go, he decided to stop that and just keep all the money for himself. That's pretty much it. It's just a whole thing that we got to look at. We got to just accept the fact that these are the things that they do in this industry. If you don't go along with it, you're going to have to go. And that's all I have for y'all. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Share it. Comment. Leave me some comments so I can know what you guys think about what I'm saying. I'll be back soon. And y'all know what I want y'all to do. I want you to love yourself, know yourself, be true to yourself, and stay fly. Because if you don't do these things and live in your truth, then what do you even have? You living in somebody else's truth. You living in somebody else's world. You under somebody else's control, like these ladies are doing to themselves right now, like they've done to themselves. So let's keep it real with ourselves and love ourselves. Peace, y'all. I'll see y'all next time on the flip side.